So man, I was gonna say let's do some house announcements. We got some very, 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 very huge house announcements to make. Yeah, understand. We've got our Don't Be Shy Season 1 EP that is already been released.
You know it.
It came out last year in November. You understand?
November.
Came out last in November. It's very a pity that we couldn't really do anything as far as putting after the fact, but we are here, man, and we are here to celebrate that. You understand? And we are here to really make that announcement.
Yeah, it's been a very interesting journey.
I was gonna ask you
It has
that.
been a very, very
Since the
interesting
release,
journey.
how like before the release, the space that you were in, and since the release, thus far, how do you feel, and also artistically, where do you think you are right now? You understand? And also, just tell me, Guti, with that Don't Be Shy Season 1, bro, what did it really give you?
Yeah. I think I'll start at the beginning. Hopefully in sequence in the questions that you asked.
Yeah, because there's a lot. I hope.
Yeah. So before we released the EP, I think I was really, let me say Gentship as well, was I feel like under pressure to release some music, because it's been a while since we released music, you know what I'm saying, before the EP. So we were really putting in that work, man. There were so many songs that we recorded, there were so many songs that we wrote. There was, and
it was very hard to see which ones were really gonna be in the EP. And honestly, if you really want to talk about that, I'm sorry to cut you off, but
not a flow.
But anyway, I was gonna say, remember the EP also started as 3.
I was literally gonna say that.
But then continue.
Yeah. So the EP was literally started with 3 songs. You know what I'm saying? And 3 like full-length songs. And I don't know, somewhere along the way, I think it was my brother right here. You know what I'm saying? Doing the things.
You understand?
And just basically, we just conceptualized, and I said, no, let's give it a bit more songs. You know what I'm saying? And just pull it from there. Doesn't have to be a lot, but at least something that people can listen to. I don't know 1, 2, but at least like 5, 6, 7.
Yes.
Depending.
Yeah, but I think also, and Vele, just to add on what you're saying, I think yes, you are right. It started off as 3 songs, and also those 3 songs came about where we just were at a state where we just felt like we don't want to release a single anymore. You understand? We feel like we need something that could define us from a project point of view. You understand? So because we had already I think done a few songs, and all of those songs, and we were working on like a bigger project, which is probably the album. You understand? And then we were like, okay, but we got a few songs that we can let fly. You understand? Because we got these few songs that we can let fly. How about maybe we pick up just 3 songs and let them fly? You understand? But then after we did that, and then I think the very first song that we let fly was definitely 2000. But then after 2000 went out, I think that what actually gave us more, I would say more room to actually now start thinking about new ideas and thinking about new songs. And honestly, when I started really thinking about it, Nami, I thought of it like, you know what, I feel like I want something for the ladies on there. I really want something that could go and touch people from a love point of view. You understand? I really felt like the 2000 song was just on the vibe song, or on the vibe level, where you're not really showing who are you emotionally or on that subject matter, for lack of a better word. You understand? And for us to put only those 3 songs, and I think initially it was just 2000, it was celebration, and it was stressed out. Those were the 3 songs.
3 songs.
Yeah, that's it.
Initial 3 songs that are going to be on the EP.
100%. So, but then I felt like, okay, celebration. I always like celebration because I felt like it was just a celebration of a new era. And honestly, if you really listen to it, you could really tell but we really about to celebrate, and we're really in that mood of celebration.
I'm sure some of the fans are asking like, why am I actually not on the song?
No. But why aren't you on the song?
I'm asking the question and I'm gonna answer because I know the questions are there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The reason why I'm not on celebration is that I wrote a verse, but I don't think I really wanted to put it on, you know what I'm saying, because I was doing so much work on the behind the scenes. If you guys don't know, Manice is mostly behind the scenes,
Yes,
doing quite a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So when we were in the process of making the EP, I did write a few bars on it. But then when I heard your verses, the chorus and how you hit it and how everything was blending in, I didn't want to put like too much of a rush job with my verse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that is the reason why I'm not on Celebration. But even when I listen to it now, it sounds like
it's a vibe. It's a vibe. Like I'll tell you that. But yeah, I think you're on point. I think at the space, because I remember when we were writing, I remember, and yes, man, you do a lot behind the scene, you understand? And I know I put you, especially in terms of writing. I think the only because I know I put you a lot of pressure on you on so many things. But I think the only other pressure that I really put you on sometimes is the fact that when I would ask you that, nice, please find some time to actually write verses, my nigga.
Because I'm a rapper.
I understand. Find some time to actually write verses. You know, you do so many things. You do all these nice things, and I appreciate it. But I feel like please put a verse on there. Please put a verse there. Please put a verse there. I know that's what I really most of the time struggle with you. And with Celebration, I think it got to that stage where, and I think also with Ride or Die Manyana, it almost got there.
It almost got
there. You understand? And you told me no. Because I told you, you know what, my guy, I think we should just go with the Ride or Die Manyana. And you're like, no, we're not doing that. You're like, no, we're not
jump on that.
Yeah, you know, so like, no. You're like, no, that one we go. And then but I think it's dead, you know, and most of the time it is dead. And that's why I think in the previous one I really had to say that I really appreciate you, because I know what you really do out here. I mean, I know that I can only do antics and be and write verses, you understand? And then
you do other stuff as well.
I know, but you understand. But I be thinking that you do most of the most incredible stuff, and that's what I really love about this whole ship that is moving out here. You understand? But that's what it is, man. I think, and then I think that's where that's how we ended up with the Ride or Die on the EP. And then I think that the last song that we had was the last two other songs that we had on the EP was Halinkiti and No Pressure. You understand?
Do you want to No Pressure?
No Pressure. The only thing that I want to say to you is that shout out H Picho and V6 Beats. That's the only thing that I want to say with regards to No Pressure.
Dope beat.
Dope beat. Dope beat. And shout out H Picho, man, for just reaching out and saying, here's a beat. Let's do something here. You understand? And I know I spoke with him a few times regarding it, and then he ended up, no, that song, it's fine, you understand? But that's how No Pressure ended up on the EP. And then Halinkiti, it was just a vibe that we were working on. Halinkiti has always been, and by the way, Halinkiti is the most fastest song we have ever wrote, you understand? Because I remember I presented to Manice. When I presented to Manice wrote like literally half of the verse in front of me when we were literally listening to it, you understand? And the next time I saw him, the verse was complete, and we were basically just recording it. So Halinkiti, Halinkiti was just a vibe, you understand? So that's how we ended up with those songs, you know, and the interludes. Come on, come on. That's why we're here. You understand?
That's what we do.
Understand? So, that's what we do. But that's how we really ended up with that project. And I look at it right now, I feel like it's a beautiful project.
Yeah.
And honestly, how I feel regarding it, I might have missed some of the things that I really wanted to say with regards to it. But how I really feel towards that project is that, for me, what it did for me before and after is that, you know, what I've always been seeking and what I've always been looking for, like that validation, it gave me that. It gave me this thing I got to know, now I can continue, and I'm going to continue. And now I can see that I am continuing, you understand? And continue in a very dope way, you understand? I listen to those songs, and they're beautiful.
They're beautiful, man.
They're beautiful songs.
They have a lot of meaning, man. It's just a vibe, man. It's I did say before, man, it was a momentous occasion. Momentous occasion. Momentous occasion.
What's wrong with what? You starting with that stuff.
Oh shit! Momentous occasion. Momentous occasion.
Okay.
You know, it was it meant a lot to us, man.
Yeah, 100%.
Because it was a special project.
And it was our first official project, my nigga.
Exactly. Like,
you know,
fully official.
We've worked on the Kohai project previously, mixtape previously. but it didn't really give us what I think Don't Be Shy is one is going to give us, and it's giving us, or it already gave us. You understand?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
It's the vibes.
Yeah, that's it. It is the vibes.
I'm on the tip now. Now you're on the DBS season 1 now. I need to ask you one question though. What did you think of the cover?
Come on. Come on. The only thing that I gotta say about the cover is it's the best cover out yet. It's the best cover out yet. And it's the best cover, it's the best album cover of 2024. That's all I would say. You understand? It's very influential.
Yeah.
like most of the shit that we do, we're just trying to like how we were influenced, we're just trying to make sure that we influence as well. And I feel like that DBS cover was special. It was God sent. It was heaven sent.
It was like God,
bro, like
sent, man,
like and this, I think this is just touching on so many points on our journey. You understand? Like, we didn't go shoot that shit.
Yeah.
We didn't go it just happened.
It just happened. Just came together.
You understand? It just happened, and we were like, no, but this specific picture should be the cover.
Yeah.
You know, so
I think you called it before even the EP was done.
Before we even know exactly what's going to happen on the EP. When I saw it, I was like, but no,
this is the vibe.
This is the vibe.
Exactly.
You understand? So, and like I say, we could have went with. There's so many other pictures that we took that day that were nicer, that we could have went with. You understand? But and even when that day, we wasn't even taking no album covers, no nothing. We were just taking
some
pictures.
Random pictures. Man.
You understand?
We were just taking some random.
But when I saw that, bro, I was like, yeah.
No, but
it's the best cover of 2024. That's what it's the best album cover of 2024. That's what I say.
When you're looking out there.
No, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Entle ke le nagana le tlwela motho, Halling Kids.